How is everyone holding up? You look well. You look fantastic, all of you, and we're all pretty much dressed like we're going to a rock show.
Yep.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm pretty much losing my shit. Like, I don't know how much more of this I can take.
I feel that. I feel like it's finally, I feel like it's catching up to me a little bit. Some of the stresses that I've had most recently are kind of catching up to me.
Well, wait, really? It's only been like a year
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
of this shit.
Only a year.
My life was kind of like this before, though. Like, I worked from home for 3 or 4 years. So that part of it didn't change. It's the lack of the socialization that's really been catching up. Because for a little while we could go out and see people outside, and now we can't do any of that.
Right.
So everyone, thank you for making time to be here. You're all part of the Red on Red crew, gang. What do you want to call it? Posse. That's fair. That's
Team.
fair.
Team. Yeah.
Justine, I want to start with this question.
Yes.
Nothing's happening. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You start a record label.
Yeah.
What's up?
I don't know. It seemed like a good thing to do. I'm really into supporting my fellow artists, and there's some bands in this town that I just fucking love.
Like?
Well, you know what she's going to say. We're all sitting right here.
No, we don't. You don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the Neighborhoods.
Yeah, well.
Never heard of them. Are they
Chelsea
local?
Curve. Andrea Gillis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also.
And everybody that's sitting here in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jacklights, Cold Expectations, Kid Gulliver, and Linnea's Garden. Fantastic bands that I wanted to create a bigger audience for them, the audience they deserve, because they all rule. And so just all of us working together in a collaborative way, like that was the concept.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And does this stem primarily from putting together Whistle Stop? Because if we back up almost 2 years ago now, right? Because Whistle Stop launched a year before we couldn't do anything, right?
Nope.
No, it wasn't even that long.
It was 1 year. So Whistle Stop Rock's first show was January 11th, 2020.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got my dates wrong, but you would know better than me.
At SQ Providence. And then the February 29th, Power Slut record release show.
That's right.
And last show at once.
Nobody rides a rainbow like Linnea, by the way.
Nobody.
It was one of the best days of my entire life. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was for me too. Yeah.
No, we were all just like so happy. And then bam.
Yeah.
We had 8 other shows booked like throughout New England, like huge venues, because it was just catching fire. And all of a sudden I was like, nope, not that. And so the label is a way to kind of carry that on. It's a way to for us all to support each other and like celebrate good music.
You call it you have a tagline. It's records,
music, records, rock shows.
When you wrote a song about it, so
yeah, there's fun.
So it's more, it's in addition to a record label. Do you feel like you're sort of like this promotional engine?
Absolutely. That's well said. I mean, like we're going to put out records, but we're also going to have huge shows and also just promote the shit out of all of this good music.
So what's coming up? I know we have a few things that we're going to premiere. Well, we're going to premiere a video tonight, and we're going to play that ditty that Simone just was singing.
All right.
What's the short-term plan?
So this week, incredibly, 2 releases, singles. First of all, the Jacklights, Winter, dropped on Tuesday, and it's going to be amazing. Like the great song, great video, absolutely awesome. And then on Thursday will be a new Kid Gulliver song, Beauty School Dropout.
Not that one.
Not that one.
Not to be confused with the Grease version.
Right,
It's an
not that
original
one.
and it fucking kicks.
You worked with Jerry Lehane, Simone. What was that like? He's one of the sweetest people in the world, I think.
You know, it was odd to work with somebody that I'd never met in person. We did not know each other, and we hadn't known each other even online long before we did the song together. And I used to watch Dogmatics back in the day, and they were one of the bands that scared me most when I watched them, because everybody was so rowdy and drunk, and you know, he's still sort of that way. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I wrote.
I think rowdy and drunk is good. It's a good extension of Jerry.
It was quite an experience to write an entire song not having met and not knowing each other well, although I think that worked to our advantage in that I had no really preconceived notions of what it was going to be like to work with him. If he had any, he never mentioned them. So I sent him these lyrics, and we got together on FaceTime, and we wrote this song together. And when Justine heard that we were going to do this, and that was in October, I think I said, I'm going to do this Christmas song with Jerry. And she's like, I want it. But then, you know, getting it done, and so many people, you know, this herding cats thing that musicians, you know, really make you do. They don't all come at when you call them. They just
especially now.
Yeah.
It's so hard to record anything or make a video, or you can't even do a band picture. It's really hard right now.
Yeah, you have to like accept that everything looks fake and just go with it, you know, band pictures or whatever. We didn't meet until we started shooting a video. You know, he comes from a completely different sort of the Legends of Town group. And I don't know any of those people, so it was a really interesting experience to sort of get an inside look at what that's like. But it was the song. It was so much fun, and I do love the song.
I love the song too. The song is so good.
Yeah, when I actually spoke to Jerry when he put out his solo record, which was probably in the summertime, and he does that great song "Kiss My Tattoo." Have you heard it? So awesome.
Kiss my tattoo.
It's so good. And I told him that for me, when I was coming up through, you know, when I was in college and starting in radio and getting into Boston rock, the Dogmatics to me were like the Boston sound, you know, they were like the Boston sound. And he's so humble. He's like, no, it's like the Liars. It's not. I'm like, no, it's also kind of you. To be, you know, he's really.
I'm gonna guess he hated hearing that. Like he was like, no,
please stop. Yeah. So records are coming out, shows will be happening, but interestingly enough, you do have a show booked virtually.
Well, yes. It's a virtual showcase. It's online February 12th. And it's going to be a stream, and you can sign up for it on Facebook, but it's like these four with their amazing videos, plus previously unseen neighborhoods video of them playing the TT's farewell party in 2015. Wow. Yeah. It's shit. Plus special guests. See if I can remember all these. Devil Love, Speed Fossils, and the Daylilies.
Okay.
All with new original videos. It's going to be amazing.
How did you, I like your term, herding cats, Simone. How did you get all these people to sign on? Did you like dangle some sort of thing in front of them virtually?
Well, you know, I'm a big dangler, but
No.
No, actually, so what's going on, Anngelle, is like people are really excited about the label. So a lot of people are reaching out to me, which is amazing. Like people are really psyched, and I can't sign everybody right now because I'm kind of got these folks to promote, and I'm going to do my best at that and focus on that. And so there's some folks that are just, they're going to be guests, and they're going to like bring their best video to it. And I'm really excited about it, actually. Like, it's a really cool thing. Like, it's good for everybody.
And it's going to be on what, your YouTube page?
It will be, yeah. It'll be set up as a YouTube premiere. Once it's all cut together and uploaded, you know how it is.
Who does that? You?
Oh God, no. I have no technical skills whatsoever. I feel like, actually, since I started a label, my biggest job is uploading and downloading files. It's all I do. Not that I don't enjoy it. It's like a Zen exercise. I'm like, okay, I'm going to meditate for 2 minutes. But no, the video is going to be cut together by Daniel Willett from Meanie Genie Sound and Video Productions, and he's just amazing. He did the Red on Red theme song, and he's an artist. He's just awesome. Simone knows. He does a lot of the Kid Gulliver videos too.
So there's a brand new Jacklights video that we're gonna see. Tell us a little bit about that. You're the Jacklights are sort of the newest kid on the Red on Red block, yeah?
Well, I think actually Linnea's Garden has that honor, but yeah, we just joined at the very beginning of this year, and we're a relatively new band. So we've been around for with our current incarnation for about a year. And so you know, we were one of these bands of where we got started this past fall, found our drummer Steve in January. We'd been practicing. We were all ready to start playing shows out in spring. We had a few gigs lined up. We were supposed to be recording in spring. Then all of that got canceled due to COVID. And so had to, you know, kind of reconfigure our plans, and we ended up recording and self-releasing an EP in the fall. And then Winter is our newest track that's going to be coming out. So that's our first single that we're releasing on Red, which is really exciting. And also our first music video, which we did with Duncan Wilder Johnson. So DWJ Creative.
Duncan!
And yeah, and it's a lyric video. And yeah, it airs on Tuesday, and the song's going to be out on, you know, various streaming platforms. So you can download it from Bandcamp, stream it on Spotify, iTunes, all of those places. And basically, it's one of these songs that is kind of upbeat sounding, but the lyrics are basically about slogging through winter in New England. So I'm unfortunately not really a winter person. So I think especially with, you know, everything going on with COVID and quarantine and things being more closed down, I think that's maybe kind of these feelings of isolation and dreariness or something that are unfortunately probably hitting home for,
but I'm not
for a lot of people.
I'm not feeling that looking at your decorations in your
No, that's true.
They're fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, I had decided to keep the tree up to try to, you know, liven things up a little bit more. So.
Yeah, I feel that. I took my tree down, but now I want to put it back up because yours looks so great. So what have you been doing? Steve, what new music have you been listening to? Because I know you're a bit of a connoisseur in the music realm.
Yeah, I listen to all kinds of music, but I did find it interesting that Jacklights are only a year old. I didn't know that because, Dan, you sound good for just being together a year. But what I thought of when you said that is that Cold Expectations, we have been around for a few years. We made a few records, but we've changed our sound and our lineup so much that I feel like Cold Expectations really has only been around for a year as well. We're a three-piece now. I think I need to print up Cold Expectations is not a country band t-shirts and bumper stickers, because we're not.
You've been accused of that.
Not accused, we wear it proudly, and you got to start somewhere. You know, I wrote a song back in the 90s called Horseneck Beach, and it had a lyric in it that said, I never kept a diary or played in a country band. And I came across that demo a few years ago, And I was like, well, I always wanted to play in a country band. Like, why don't I do this now that I can? I have the freedom to do it. So I started a band. I wanted to twang. I wanted to see what it was like to be in the Flying Burrito Brothers. And I got to do that. And it was great, but it was so unsustainable because there's so much noise and so much sound and so many personalities to manage. Being a power trio is amazing. And it's like the best project that I've been involved with in a long time. And I'm really stoked for everyone to not hear our twangy side and to hear like our embracing our pop side and embracing our jangly poppy side in 3-minute chunks. And Dave Minahan would not let us go over 3 minutes. So he kept us on task. And I'm really psyched that we have this opportunity to debut our new sound once and for all after working on it in the lab for a year in 2 weeks on the showcase.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So new music is being recorded now, or are you done with Minahan?
Oh, we did 2 songs last month. So we did the song that's coming out first. It's called Two Blueberries, and then there'll be a follow-up single in the spring that has a more summer vibe. So nice. Just quick and dirty, 1 weekend, 2 songs, and now that we've established our new stuff, we can start working on the other new stuff. You know, pretty psyched.
There's always new stuff in the catalog for sitting in the back, right? There's always new stuff ready.
There's gotta be, yeah. Although sometimes you get nervous, like I need more new songs, and then you freak out, as y'all are songwriters on the call, so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Linnea, you've been really busy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's talk about that. You Power Slut wrapped, and then Power Slut sort of had this whole new life post breakup.
So weird. It's like getting famous after you die, I guess. But yeah.
Were you like, where the hell have you been?
Oh my God, don't die.
Well, the band, not me, fortunately. No, that was really awesome. Winning the BMA was like so surprising, but really great. But by then, Power Slut had been long over. I started Linnea's Garden actually right before the pandemic, like, you know, pretty much we had our last show on Leap Day of last year, and then next day it was like Linnea's Garden. Like, it was kind of crazy. And then, obviously we know what happened. We had all those, things planned for Whistle Stop Rock, and I was like, well, maybe I can do it with Linnea's Garden, but then that didn't happen. So I transitioned to mostly recording and also releasing music videos. I found it was really awesome to do that, and I found a passion in actually editing videos, but I still have a lot to learn, of course. But I'm really excited. We have our debut EP that we have actually recorded, and so this was done over the late summer, early fall. I did this with Hans and Tom, both of Corner Soul. As you know, we played the Rumble the same year. We were both
finalists. Did you meet at the Rumble?
Yeah, so we met at the Rumble. Just been amazing partnership, musical collaboration, especially with Linnea's Garden. And so we recorded the EP. We're in our quarantine pod together. So this was just like the easiest way to do it. And this was in their studio in Lowell, and it came out great. So I basically pitched it to Justine. I was like, hey, like I have this, like, I don't know. And I guess she liked it. So
I didn't like it. I loved it.
Oh,
it's amazing. It's total like a departure for you, I think, because it's kind of power pop, like as usual, melodic. Great lyrics, but it's more like power pop and like go-go's, like 80s, like it's very poppy. It's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait for this shit to come out.
I was really influenced by like Whistle Stop Rock and all the bands on it, like, and I mean the Go-Go's, like it was awesome. Blondie, like it's gonna be fun to put this out into the world for sure. And we've got our first single coming February 5th, and then our video for that will debut at the showcase on February 12th. So look out for that.
That you made.
I did, yeah.
Very good. Very good. So I do want to ask what you have been, aside from creating, because I feel like, and I said this about Justine, and I don't know if you heard this when I talked about you on the radio show, Justine. There are people who talk about doing things, and there are people who do things. And you for sure are you fall into the latter category where you're like, I just want to do this, so I'm going to do it. You have been making music, all of you. You've been making music, you've been doing videos, you've been actively doing streaming things. What else have you been doing? You've been watching something great on TV, series, listening to music. Tell me about what else you're doing. I watch a whole shit ton of Netflix, so I can tell you all about that, but I want to know what you've been doing.
Okay, so Queen's Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Little angry redhead. I don't know what. I'm like
relatable.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
She crushes it. Yeah.
That show's fantastic. And they made a show about chess be interesting and suspenseful in its own way. And I read, and I don't have the figure right. I know for sure I don't have the figure right, but whomever wrote that show presented it to like X amount of networks, and they all said, no, that's garbage. No one will ever want to watch that. And then it went to Netflix, and it was like one of the #1 shows.
Okay, wait. So can I tell you a story about chess?
Yeah.
So I have an older brother. His name's Corbin, and he's brilliant. Went to MIT, Harvard grad school, literally astrophysicist. Okay, so when I was in high school, we used to play chess, and I would just whip his ass all the time. And then like he comes home and he's like, I got a 3D chessboard. And it was literally like the tiers of the board like cut in 3, and you start on one side, and the moves are all, they're like kind of like normal moves, but they're also like prescribed by the 3D thing. And he's like, okay, so do you get it? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Whooped his ass.
It's like for those of you who haven't seen Queen's Gambit, she has this amazing mind to where she can see the several different games and the several different moves like on the ceiling. It's incredible. It's a great show.
Well, you know what's really good about it too is that what I love about it is that she's all like drunk and high on drugs. Like while like at first she's high on drugs, I think it's like amphetamine or something.
Yeah,
and then
from when she's a kid, yeah.
Yep, and then she's drunk, and that's the only way she can see it. And then she's finally like cleans up, and she's like, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see it. And then she sees it. It's kind of like it's who she always was. It was not the substances that made it work for her. It's kind of just who she was.
She was relying on that because she thought it was like a crutch, right? I'm relying on this because this is all I know. And
right,
she
but
realized
she didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Great show. Great show. What else?
I watched all the seasons of the original Dark Shadows.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
See, I have not seen that.
It's inexplicable. Mm-hmm. Honest to God, I can't figure out how that show ever got made. It's not just because it's bad. I mean, there's a lot of bad television on, so that's not so surprising. But a shows about the supernatural, black magic, vampires, Satan.
Wait, is there a possessed dummy on that show?
No, just bad special effects, but there was no dummy.
What year is it, Simone? Do you know when it was first made?
66.
Okay.
And this was 4:00 in the afternoon that they had this soap opera about a cult. It's the most bizarre thing. I loved it because I was just waiting to see how bad it got. Mm-hmm. and it really, it was bad, but it was really fun. It was a multi-week commitment because there were so many episodes, but I recommend it if you want something light and stupid to watch. It's on Tubi. Mm-hmm. And all the seasons are there, so that's kind of fun.
Is that the series that Johnny Depp made a movie about?
He did. I never saw the movie. I have heard not nice things about it, but I didn't see it. The odd thing is, you know, Johnny Depp being something of a dreamboat type, the guy who played Barnabas Collins in the show was not. And he actually looked old, even though he wasn't. And he was hardly a teen idol, and he became a teen idol, which completely perplexed him. And watching the show perplexed me as well, that I couldn't believe he was in Tiger Beat at any point, which he was. But it's really crazy, funny, stupid. It's all the good stuff. If you don't want to tax your brain, that's a great thing to watch.
All right, Simone, I'm writing down something you just said.
What?
Which was the Tiger Beat.
Tiger Beat.
No, the Tiger Beats. That's a band name.
Oh, the Tiger. It probably is already.
No.
I have to check that. Okay, no, it's not. It will be now.
Them. We're gonna make that band.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay. I'm in.
Mine now.
I do want to say one thing about Whistle Stop.
Yeah.
Which was one of the best experiences all around that I've ever had. Meeting these women and getting to know them and working with them and working toward a goal of just doing a great show was an amazing thing. But when COVID started, Linnea and I had an opportunity to write a song together, and that all the Whistle Stop ladies played on it. And that was Queen of the Drive-In. And I love that song. I'm so proud of that song and how it came about and how much we all put into that song. There's a lot of heart in it. And I do love that Rodney Bingenheimer loves that song. It was one of
that's
the
cool
songs of the year, actually.
That's cool.
But Linnea and I mean, she amazed me. I gave her these silly lyrics and she came back the next day with a great song. So it was really cool.
It was so much fun.
It really was. It really was. And it was such a silly subject. It wasn't ever meant to be serious. And I don't write the songs for Kid Gulliver. So, you know, and those songs are definitely not serious, but my own solo stuff in Sugar Snow is pretty mopey. And I had never written a lighthearted song ever. So this was sort of my first go at that. And we were having this drunken messaging, and the whole thing about drive-ins came up. And I said, I said, I'm going to write lyrics for this song. And I wrote them in 10 minutes, and then I emailed them so I wouldn't go back on it. I didn't want to talk myself out of doing it. I said, these could be bad or good. I don't care. I was drunk, so I really didn't know. And I sent them to Linnea, and boy, we were all like, wow, when the song came together, it was amazing. It was great.
It was great. I agree with that. It was kind of like we were all just like joking around and in our Whistle Stop Rock thread. And it was like, oh, well, we should book a show at a drive-in. And Simone, you said, I know about drive-ins.
I was the dry hump queen of the drive-in.
I was the dry hump queen of my high school.
That's a song.
And that's what it was. Yeah. Then it became the song. And Justine said, there's a song. And I said, I'm going to write that song. Will somebody write music?
Right. And so you wrote the lyrics within a day. Oh, and then like so 2 days later, Linnea came back with the chords and just in melody, just amazing. It just came together so fast.
It did.
The video topped it all. I mean, a good song is a good song, but it did remind me of the early 80s where when you had this amazing video, it made the song so much better. And you would watch it over and over again, you know?
Yeah, it was silly, meant to be fun. It was never meant to be serious. Not that we didn't take making the song seriously. But
wait, I take dry humping pretty seriously. I don't know about you.
I did too in high school. The whole song was based on a true story about me going to the drive-in with my boyfriend's Datsun 280ZX. And it's very hard to dry hump in a 2-seat car. Well,
you know, we overcome adversity however we need to.
Exactly. Yeah, well, we didn't tell his mother and took her Delta 98 next time. But
that's what they're made for.
Yes, exactly. That's a sofa on wheels. That's what I always say. But just the creative aspect of that, I think, just recharged all of us. It became sort of a thing that fed off itself in a way. And I'm just so proud of that song. And I loved writing that song. And you know, I can't wait until summer. It'll come out again, and hopefully it will become a summer song.
It's a summer song, totally.
Yeah.
We have to book a show at a drive-in.
I would love that.
Yep, let's do it.
I mean, they're around.
Yeah, they are.
They're around. We've got them. It'll be nice when we can go outdoors again. So from what I hear, and I know this to be true, that the coming together as Whistle Stop was a great idea, but it became so much more for all of you. It became like a sisterhood, I guess, is a good term to use. We don't want to leave anybody out of that, but
well, we have Whistle Sisters and Whistle Misters.
I mean, I
As
think
Steve knows.
Yeah, well, I think what I really found that was so great about that is that we naturally were supporting each other's stuff. Other shows that we were playing before Whistle Stop.
Yeah, we all came out to see each other and all support each other online. I blame Simone. She started this whole shit.
You blame me. I'm blamed for everything.
But it's going to be totally a sisterhood and brotherhood, and with everyone who's in it. And so that can't continue because of the pandemic. But so now we have a record label and we're together there. And it's very collaborative and very supportive. And everybody is super interested in each other's stuff, like listening to each other's songs and giving feedback, and but also just like there for each other, which is beautiful. Tuesday, Jacklights single is coming out and video for their song Winter. And I'm like so excited for this. Like the song's great, the band is great, like serious, like melodic punk, just in the pocket, like great song. It's gonna be a big thing.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to showing it on BETV, bringing it to the world. What's going on with Justine and the Unclean? We have not even talked about you yet.
Well, we know. Well, it's not. Well, all right. So we have a new single and video coming out on February 12th. The song's called Scorpion Bowl to Go. It's about...
You put that in a thermos?
A pandemic... I don't know.
Kowloon actually sells those.
Really?
Yeah, they actually do.
I think we need a road trip.
From restaurants to go. They will deliver it.
Is it not fascinating?
It's like
you don't get the straws in the bowl, but you get the
So the song is actually about like isolation and loneliness and desperate coping mechanisms, because this is a really shitty time. And so the song's kind of about both things. It's kind of about like, oh, party time, excellent, kind of, but it's also about just being alone and feeling shitty.
And feeling disconnected from each other, and then really enjoying seeing people on little rectangles on my computer screen. I mean, when I say that, it's nice to see people. It's nice to see faces. And I mean, the last time I saw all of you, was probably at Linnea's last Power Slut show. That was 1 year ago.
I know.
So that's coming out on February 12th, as is Cold Expectations.
Two blueberries,
correct. With the video too.
Yes. Allison Tannehouse has been working diligently on our video. She's a really cool like glitch artist, and I've known Allison since she was an undergrad at Harvard. We have this really crazy, weird life connection, and I've always wanted to work with her, and I've been following her on Instagram, and she's just this great local artist. And
what's her name?
Allison Tannehouse.
I'm gonna look her up.
He did some awesome art for a show that I was on at the Once Virtual venue for New Year's. Yeah, her stuff was awesome.
Summer Villian, yeah, totally. She's amazing. She has always doing a million projects in addition to having a day job. And everything we asked for and more, she delivered in our wacky video. And, you know, bands, we never had to worry about videos before. Just like make a demo and book some shows and then beg clubs to give you shows and hope you get booked back if you haven't get enough people to the clubs. All these problems we used to have, we don't have anymore. So now our problem is, how do I make a video for this song? You know, it's really an interesting change in how bands go about their daily business. So it's really, really fun. And I haven't even thought about making videos like you are, Linnea, but just finding those people with those skill sets is gold, you know. And Duncan, that's working with the Jacklights, and you know, all these people I never knew before that have these great skills. So it's really great to collaborate with them.
Duncan Wilder Johnson, I've known for a really long time. He actually I hired him to take photos for my wedding. He's a really, really, he's a very talented guy.
He's very genuine, like no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just says it like it is. And he's done, I think 3 videos for Justine the Unclean. He's awesome.
Yeah. And he's, I don't know if you're probably very familiar with his body of work, but he does a lot of spoken word, and his bands are great. Remember Destructathon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one time I met Duncan, I was wearing a Sam Black Church t-shirt.
Oh my God.
He's like, I must know you because this is my favorite and I don't know you, dude, but I know you now. And like every time I run into him, we have that.
Sam Black Church, yeah.
He did the documentary.
Yes.
He asked me to play at Lemmy Fest, and sing with whatever the Lemmy was, it the Motorhead tribute band, but I sang Just 'Cause You Have the Power, You Don't Have the Right. This was 2017.
It was probably the 3rd one we did.
Amazing experience. Like went to practice with them once, but it was like there was a line of singers to get into the space to practice with them. It was fun.
Yeah, Lemmy Fest is a blast, and you know, like everything, we're probably not looking at another festival until 2022 at this rate, but it's going to be 2022 is going to be really, really busy. Take your vitamins.
All right, but anyway, so we're like, you know, we're continuing. We're putting music out. We're all writing, playing, singing, making videos, recording. We're just gonna keep on keeping on.
And that's all we can do.
I love these people.
That's all we can do. We just keep on. There are people that don't. There are people who talk about doing, and there are people that just get to it. And I feel bad for those people who don't, because they're thinking about all the things that they wish they could do. Just do it. There's nothing stopping us. We're just not being able to do it out, you know, in a room full of people. There are things we can still do. The beauty of it all is that we have the internet, and we can do all of these things. We can, you know, launch record labels and launch new projects and make videos and still have a way to distribute it. Love or hate Facebook.
Right.
It's one of the components that we are afforded to do these things. I mean, we can go on and on about how there's, you know, things about it that suck. And there are a lot. But I think the benefit of all of that is that we can share the things that we're doing and still have that connection with each other. And those are the things that I always try to remember, you know, when I've had a stressful situation happen. I'm like, oh, I got to go do my show. And then I start doing my show and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I should.
Can you imagine what this pandemic would be like without the internet?
Oh,
that means like 1918.
Yeah, exactly. And sadly, we're sort of getting up there in numbers, but it at least, I mean, physically, you know, you don't get to hug somebody and smell them or, you know, like rub
Dry
up against
hump.
them when they're not aware. Yeah, that sort of thing. But so that actual human interaction part is obviously something that we all miss. And I think it's made people super angry. And I think that's one of the reasons that people are 1,000 times more angry online than they would be, because they're isolated. And I really look forward to French kissing pretty much everyone I know when I see them again. But until that time, are you ready? Until that time, I've been living up in Vermont, and we have a house up here, and I feel incredibly fortunate to be up here in the most beautiful place ever. But one of the things about being up here is the temptation to go and see people it just can't happen. I can't even see my neighbors. So it's not like I know that people are, you know, having a drink on somebody's deck, and that would make me really want to go, but it's not even possible. So for me, it's a lot easier to stay safe in that respect. But I do come down to Boston to record. That's pretty much the only reason I come down at this point. But I hope that I'll be able to have some music here when it's safe for everybody.
Where in Vermont are you?
I'm slightly embarrassed to say I live in Brookline, Vermont, and I also live in Brookline, Massachusetts. That is not a plan. There
is a Brookline, New Hampshire, if you need.
There is a Brookline, New Hampshire, and I have not gone there, but don't own anything there. But it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes from Boston.
Do you ski or anything?
I do not. Oh my God, no. But
wow, that was a really good mental picture, though.
Yeah. Oh, please don't. Listen, I always, when I sing, if I'm not playing guitar, when I sing, I hold on to the mic stand. And I know that looks like an artistic decision, but it's really so I don't fall down.
It's a not fall down decision.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm super clumsy. So I have to, I got a wireless setup.
Can we do like a competition of clumsiness? Because
girl.
No, I got that. I totally got that.
I'm not allowed to wrap cords or the hose or touch anything that needs to be wound or, nothing. Because if there's a way for me to fall, I will fall. So,
you and I would be like the Two Stooges, except that we're both Larry Fine.
I'm related to Larry Fine, by the way.
I believe that.
Yeah, I am. I
love Larry Fine. Okay, so listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
So this week, Tuesday.
This is going to air on Tuesday.
Okay. So today.
Today.
Oh my God, today.
Coming up, the brand new Jacklights video.
Right, brand new Jacklights video. And then on Thursday, brand new Kid Gulliver single.
Yeah.
Beautiful Dropout.
And video.
And then February 5th, Linnea's Garden single, non-dramatic breakup song. Amazing. And video coming. And on February 12th, Cold Expectations, 2 Blueberries, and Justine the Unclean Scorpion Bowl to go. So it's all lined up.
It's all happening. All videos, all accompanying videos.
Oh yeah.
And the big show, February, I'm doing a touchscreen over here and I don't have one.
February 12th.
February 12th via your Red on Red Records YouTube page.
Correct.
So what is, are you able to get a YouTube URL directly yet?
No.
Can you do that?
No.
So you have to search for Red on Red on YouTube?
Well, I could send you a Red on Red YouTube thing. It's just the show itself is not cut together. That's going to be one of those February 11th things.
Well, I'll be sure to share share whatever the link is when the time
Okay,
is come.
I'll send you the link for the channel. It has all like everybody's stuff that's been there so far.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. What else? What are your hopes and dreams? What are you looking forward to besides being able to go out and see people face to face? 2021 is feeling, I'm trying to feel hopeful, trying to feel more hopeful. New year, new things around us that are happening.
Yeah, for the Jacklights, we're hopeful, I guess I'll say, cautiously optimistic to, we want to try to record again in the spring. When we went through the recording process in September, it was all pretty safe. You're able to wear masks and keep distance, and the studio we were in. And so yeah, I mean, we're working on new tunes. We're still doing practice, again, keeping distance and masked and all of that good stuff. But yeah, we're just trying to, I don't know, I guess keep on keeping on. And yeah, at some point later in 2021, looking forward to releasing new material.
What is interesting about that is you're sort of this perpetual new band because you haven't really done those live gigs like you were planning on,
Yeah, it's funny. It feels very backwards from how things are normally supposed to work. But I mean, I just feel fortunate that everybody in the band, even though we were so new when we started, when this pandemic hit, everybody was still enthusiastic and wanted to keep going. So yeah, I'm just super grateful that we have a good group of folks who are invested in doing this for the long term, even though the circumstances are kind of difficult right now.
I'm curious, and I think about this a lot, especially since in 2020 we had this big Rock and Roll Rumble plan, and there was a question mark as to, well, I honestly don't think we're going to have a 2021 Rumble, but I don't know yet. How many bands will cycle in and out? Like, how many of the 2020 lineup bands will actually still be bands when it's time to plan another Rumble? I don't know, but there'll be so many new ones, hopefully.
There's going to be a lot of new bands. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
When it opens up, it's going to open up big. Like, people are going to be so excited to go out and see shows. I think it's going to be a resurgence.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody say they're too tired to go to a show ever again. I really, no, that's just not going to work anymore. Get your ass to a show.
I would really like to see one thing happen. Number of things, but if I could point out one thing, is maybe we can really make an attempt this time around to shift shows a little bit earlier.
That's a club thing. I don't think that's a musician
we're hitting
thing.
Reset. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that I could be wrong, but I mean, I like the midway afternoon shows personally.
Yeah. Oh my God,
they're great.
Yeah,
early show, late show is great.
Yeah, it's great. So I think for mostly it's clubs that are making everything late.
Well, they've always wanted that, those hanger-oners at the end of the night, powered, double fisting shots and booze. Yeah, I get that. You're trying to make some money.
They can do that earlier still.
Yeah, exactly. So people are doing that at 4:30 in the afternoon. No.
I just hope there's clubs to play at. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care if go on at 12:30 on a Thursday. Okay, because we haven't played out in 2 years. I think I might be okay with that, at least for starters. At least I like to think so.
Yeah.
There will probably be new clubs too.
There will.
Because there is a cycle about that stuff as well.
I agree.
Anyway, like, I don't know if PA's is still in existence. The old PA's. What's it called now? Union Tavern?
They have a real opportunity. If I don't know who they are, so I'm not trying to insult anybody by saying this, but they would be idiots if they didn't take advantage of what could happen in a room like that.
I agree.
If they wanted to, PA's, the what a misnomer, the place called PA's that doesn't have a PA. They could really beef that place up with a little bit of elbow grease and have a really nice room. But again, I don't know anybody who's associated with that place. But if you let them know that they could really have a good thing if they wanted to.
Hold on, I gotta get my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard things about PAs or whatever it became later. And it's like, well, that could really be cool. I mean, the jungle's really cool. The jungle's right down the street. That's a small room, but it's a cool room. And I think that their heart's in the right place. They need to, I think they could beef up their PA a little bit, but I think they know that.
I think that place is always fun, even if you, like, I remember having some trouble hearing on stage, but it was still, it's just a fun place to play. So I'm used to not being able to hear myself on stage. There aren't a lot of clubs that are super great at that. No offense to them, because they'll never book us again. But you sort of get used to that. Like, my expectations are always really tempered, assuming I'm not going to be able to hear.
If you sing and play guitar, it's really hard. Especially if you're not belting, if you're just like singing, it's really hard to get a good club mix because the cymbals are right at that level. They go right into your microphone. Everybody struggles with it. Like, my drummer is the loudest drummer on the planet, Jim Janota. He's amazing. I love him more than anything. He's the best drummer in town, but he's so loud. And then it's like, I want to hear my guitar, I want it to be loud, and I want to hear my voice. And every sound guy's like, yeah, RIP, I'll do what I can. They're like, whatever.
Right.
Steve's laughing because he knows.
Well, I agree with you. I do think there will be other rooms. There's going to be a lot of commercial retail space when this shakes out. Some of which will benefit us in that way. Unfortunately, we're going to lose some great restaurants, but like you said, there'll be a new cycle of that too. And I think there will be different rooms. We're looking forward to what happens with Great Scott and the new Alston location. It sounds like that's going to happen. Anything can happen.
Are you at the former Regina's place?
Yeah. It sounds like that. I haven't heard any updates lately, but the fact that the landlord was open to even talking about it is a good sign. I don't know where we are with it right now. Carl Lavin and the people he worked with Mainvest did a really great job in raising money. They did a really great job. It was really impressive that they were able to get. I don't know where they are right now. It was well over $200,000 of community investment that they got for it. So, that's a really good sign. I think that's a great spot. Parking, the prospect of parking at a venue in Alston, that's amazing. The idea that maybe you might find a spot is amazing.
Agree. I have driven around many blocks in Alston, like 30 years worth of blocks.
Yeah. Yep. And, I think that Once is going to keep the virtual venue alive. And if they're in a position to find another spot to do, brick and mortar shows, if you will, I think they'll try. I think they'll really try. But I think
JJ's heart is in it. She's got a passion for it.
I think so. I think she'd really. I think she'll try if she can make it happen. There's a big push with the Save Mass stages that there's a big group of people coordinating that to try to make sure that all of the venues who are independent venues in the state of Massachusetts know that funding is available, and to try to inform them on how to go about getting it if they qualify for it, or to find out if they qualify for it.
I could be wrong, but I think JJ got a grant.
They did.
A good size one, which is fantastic. Yeah.
it's unfortunate that they're closed.
Yeah. The big, for me, the parking situation was really, really difficult around once.
Yeah.
And the church upstairs posed a lot of difficulties in terms of noise, but in terms of parking also, it got pretty gnarly in the back parking lot there. I think, I mean, I know that wherever she goes, people will follow. So, you know, I'm pretty optimistic about JJ finding a place, and I'm really, really glad that Square Root is still open. And
that's great.
Yeah, and I think that this is going to be their time to shine. As soon as they can get people out again, I think everybody will be there.
I agree with you. I think there's a lot of opportunity for the places that will be able to reopen, and there'll be new places. You know, I remember when one of my favorite places for a long time was Radio. And then we were sad that Radio went away. And then we got new places. TT's closed. TT's was my place forever. And then TT's closed. And then, once sort of picked up that, that the mantle, it's, that's the way it's been here. I mean, you guys can speak to this, even more than I can. I remember in the days when people were like, oh, the Rat's closing, everything's over. And I remember going to my spots when I was coming up through the music scene was the Linwood and Bill's Bar. And I couldn't imagine not going into the city of Boston to see shows. I don't go into the city of Boston to see shows.
So what's funny? So the Rat closed, and then Bunratty's, which was like, if you lived in Austin, Bunratty's was a 508 club.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like tribute bands, suburban bands, big hair metal bands, and then Johnny D's in Austin closed, and Rick and Doug from Johnny D's, Rick Page and Doug Melcher, started to book literally Monday nights at Bunratty's, and they're like, we're gonna make Bunratty's like a real rock club. And
there was a place called Johnny D's in Alston.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So all right. So can I describe Johnny D's? This is good. So it's a tiny small room. They made like they served food like steak tips and stuff. It was like an old man bar. They had like the regulars like sitting at the bar, but then they didn't even have a stage, but they had like a small PA and a pool table, and like everybody played there. Like it was like God's Eye, Seika, Goose and the Mudbugs, the Voodoo Dolls. It was very like late 80s, early 90s situation. And the place was packed every Friday and Saturday night. And Rick Page and Doug Melcher would walk through the crowd. They had these hacked off broomsticks with fish heads on the top, because the fish heads smell bad, and that you would move out of the way because you don't want to get like fish heads and stuff. And they would like, that's how they controlled the crowd. But that's just like
with fish heads,
humanity. Yeah, actual fish heads.
Wow.
Yeah, I played there a bunch of times with Moose and Mudbugs and Quest for Tuna. That place was the balls. So that closed, and then
where was it?
So if you picture Alston,
common ground, where the common ground was,
right? Other side of the street, though.
Other side of the street.
Like what was on the other side? The Draft, like on that side.
The other side of the street was Harold's Ice Cream, or Steve's. So picture
it's in the first block after Brighton Ave on
yeah.
Harvard.
So if you're driving up, and O'Brien's is on your right, end of that block.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Yeah. And so anyway, so that place closed, and those two guys went to Bunratty's and started booking Monday nights, and everyone was like, okay. And so all of a sudden it was like Monday night was the hot night to go out, because it was a cool, like all of a sudden Bunratty's became cool and Monday night became cool because of those guys. So
it's what you make, right?
Really, like you gotta believe in your shit. Like, and they were like, yeah, we're doing this. They're like, hey, Monday nights are cool again. Bunratty's is cool again. Literally, the flyers said that. They're like, hey, Bunratty's is gonna be cool now. on a flyer. And then it was like all these amazing bands. And then they moved it to Wednesday night, and then all of a sudden it was like weekends, and it became a huge rock club.
Well, that room is now available because Wonder Bra, I like that better. Wonder Bra closed. So let's get a room.
Hilarious.
Let's get a room.
People.
Well, I'm with you. I know that we all feel the same way. It's like, oh, come on, let's just make it happen. But it's going to. It will happen. It's going to look different, and we're not going back to normal. We've got a whole new thing that's gonna start, and those of us who do stuff are going to help make it work. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna look different, but it's gonna smell the same.
Like fish heads. It's gonna smell like cooked onions.
Exactly. Cooked onions and fish heads. I can't wait.
A lot of song ideas here, Simone.
I'm keeping a mental list. Don't worry not.
Well, it was great to see everyone. I'm looking forward to you're born. Red on Red is born. I'm looking forward to your adolescence and, how you grow and to watch everything happen. It's been great to see, how Whistle Stop got started and how that took a life of its own. And, I see Linda Bean doing her little garage shows, which I think, not little garage shows. I don't want to be demeaning. I see Linda Bean doing her awesome garage shows.
That stuff's amazing. And
I'm a huge, huge Linda Bean fan from all the years back in Permafrost and all those bands.
She's
so
great.
When Linda Bean is around, it's a good thing.
Yes.
Always.
I agree.
She's great.
And so
three of us have done that.
Yeah, exactly. Simone and Linnea and I have all done Linda's Garage Cast and loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great idea.
I think he's off because it's too damn cold right now.
Yeah,
but
I think that's what it is.
Spring.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Anngelle.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us all. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing all the new tunes. I trust that you'll send them. You're really great at sending me stuff, Justine. And we're going to watch the brand new Jacklights video for Winter. It's a happy song.
Woo!
It's a happy song.
It's a song about winter.
Sort of happy.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Happy New Year.
You too.
Safe travels from that room to the next room in your house.
Thanks so much.
It's cold here, I don't like it. I'd rather go home. The people